A very warm welcome this afternoon to Gibraltar for the Inspire Sport Netball Europe Under-17 Challenge event here at the Centenary Centre on International Women's Day. 3 matches already on day one, and we have seen some great games of netball so far today, with Game 4 this evening, all being streamed live. 5 competing nations this weekend: host Gibraltar, Republic of Ireland, Switzerland, Malta and the Isle of Man. There is a lot at stake here this weekend, with the team who does win the tournament promoted to the Netball Europe Under-17 Championship section next March. Every game this weekend will be live streamed, so don't miss a minute of the action. I'm Lynn Carpenter, and I'm really pleased to be joined by Bryony Ravino, the captain of the Gibraltar Champions here this afternoon. Bryony, welcome.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
So, big game this evening. We will shortly see Gibraltar, the hosts, take on Switzerland. Both teams played already today, both with a win under the belt. How's it going to go this afternoon?
To be honest, I have no idea. I know that Switzerland had a good game and they beat Ireland earlier. Gibraltar had an easier match against Malta, so you don't know whether they're going to come up with some changes as well. But I think all's for grabs, and it'd be interesting to see who takes a win.
And of course, we've talked a lot this weekend about the players coming through at under-17 level. You're never quite sure until you get here which players each team has, because there is a high turnover in the young players going on to play in the higher age competitions. How do you anticipate and get ready to play when you're not sure what your competition's going to be?
I know there's a lot on social media nowadays that you can analyse, but you can't take that 100% with you, because you never know what they're going to bring and how they've improved over the last few months as well. I do know that performance analysts have probably been watching earlier matches as well, but it's interesting to see how they'll cope with pressures, because when you're young you got that pressure that you want to succeed, but you might be pulled back because of something. But let's see.
So, as you can see on the screen there, 3 games so far. Gibraltar took the early win against Malta 42-15 first thing this morning. Ireland up against Switzerland saw Switzerland emerge the winners, and then just recently Isle of Man took quite a convincing win over Malta. So all to play for this afternoon.
Definitely. Gibraltar had an earlier match, so obviously Switzerland have that disadvantage, but you never know what can happen.
It's netball after all, so we will see how the game evolves. We'll be bringing you the starting 7 of each team shortly, but remember, if you would like to join Bryony and I here, give us your views on the game. Please do so on Twitter using our hashtag NE17 challenge, and we'd love to hear from you, and we will do everything we can to read out your tweets and comments. So the umpires will shortly be taking to the court, but let us welcome onto the court the teams for this evening.
Gibraltar and Switzerland. Would you please welcome onto the court Gibraltar?
So let me introduce Gibraltar first. In at goal shooter Truman Davis, Garrow at goal attack, wing attack is Pozo, centre Samet, Hernandez, the captain and wing defence, goal defence Hartman, and goalkeeper McQuiston. The coach from Gibraltar, Joel Marino. So for Switzerland, goal shooter is Goddard, goal attack Ralph, wing attack Deboutier, Harrison at centre, Mackenzie Roida at wing defence, their captain Mayer at goal defence, and Granhorville at goalkeeper. Coach Laura Kehoe. The umpires for this game are Katie Saunders and Megan Samuel, and our reserve umpire this evening is Catriona Mills. So shortly to get this game underway, the ball girl just bringing the ball in. It will be Gibraltar centre pass. So Zamet at centre there.
finding
Truman Davis.
I think I saw Switzerland's defence earlier, and they were quite key in their defence and bringing the ball up as well. So it's interesting to see what Gibraltar is going to do and how to counter-attack that.
So Switzerland will be wanting to score from their first centre pass in this game.
I do know that Gibraltarians have actually swapped players in, obviously, because Switzerland do have a height advantage. They're trying to play a taller goalkeeper in, because their goal shooter Godard is, I believe, 6'2", 6'1". So, yeah, you have to find ways how to actually break that down before it gets there.
So a good turnover won by Switzerland. They had a good game earlier on. Good combinations on all their units on the court.
Gibraltar doing well there with a second phase, hands up, trying to slow it down as well. Good depth there.
She did well, Ralph, to hold the ball then, but couldn't quite keep possession. Zammit in at centre. Nice dodge by Truman Davis on the baseline there. Bryony, 2-0. Gibraltar centre pass.
Yes, obviously Gibraltar have to convert this, but then Switzerland have to counter-attack. So if I were Switzerland now, I'd be thinking they've already scored 2 goals. What can we do to stop them?
So a really good play by Harrison, forcing the turnover.
It's good depth there by their wing attack.
Interesting. Pozo. So Hartman and a question in there for Gibraltar at the back. That height difference possibly putting a little bit more of a challenge on Switzerland's Ralph and Godard.
It does make a difference, and obviously as defenders it's difficult when you play against tall shooters, but you have to find anything possible in there and just try and limit their play as well.
So Ron Horphy will get the throw in. Definitely good pressure from Gibraltar. Nice drive onto the front of the circle.
Good circle edge, yeah.
Ralph going to look for the top 2. Godard played really well to combination in the first game. So Switzerland on the scoreboard now, their centre pass.
That's a nice shooter-to-shooter combination as well.
Goes 2-all. I'm sure you can all hear the Swiss bells at home. Great to have so much travelling support for all these teams actually here this weekend.
It does make a difference if you got anyone from back home supporting you. A nice shot there by Garo.
So we thought this was going to go end-to-end and be competitive. So far it's living up to our expectations.
We always said it was going to be a good contested match, and I think that's what everyone's here to see.
The umpire just rightly insisting the ball is set in the right place.
Good pressure there by their centre, Harrison. Unfortunately, obviously the umpire deemed it an advantage.
A nice strong cut to the ball by Garo. Lovely shot. That will really lift this team in the crowd. We talk about the effect of those clean shots on the rest of the team in the bench.
I think everyone is part of a team regardless whether you're playing or not, so it just helps and boosts morale as well if you're having a good game and having that support from your teammates.
4-2 Gibraltar lead, but Switzerland force that turnover. Good hands there by Truman Davis.
It's good pressure.
Pozo has a sister who we know very well, Amy Pozo, played with you, I think, just recently out in Hong Kong.
Yeah, definitely, although the one currently playing on court now is a wing attack. Her sister's a goal shooter, but one's taller than the other, but they're quite similar in character as well.
Really competitive there by Goran Horville. Good tip by Hernandez, the Campion's captain. Lovely quick release by Ralph.
Lovely feed.
Knew where Goddard was going to be. 4-3 the score now, Gibraltar in the lead. But so close, difficult to call this one.
And that was a good interception by McQuiston, so they have to obviously try and break it down, because once it gets there, it's tough to come back. But unfortunately, they've had a footwork, I believe.
I think it might have been either footwork or offside. That was good pressure by Switzerland, winning the ball back. Lovely again.
They do understand each other quite well, don't they? They just know where they're going to be for the next pass.
Lovely early release between the two shooters for Switzerland. Picked up.
Oh, good. Read quite good by the Swiss goalkeeper, Grant Hortfield. Just it's that pressure that you need to apply and just make them change their gameplay.
They'll be disappointed with footwork call. Truman Davis. Nice split landing by Garrow. And a good shot. So 5-4. We're halfway through this first quarter and there literally is nothing in it at this moment in time. The left-hand shot of Goddard.
That's a nice shot.
Nice, confident.
She knows what her shooting range capability is, which is good as a shooter.
She's also a very good skier, apparently. Which actually, as a shooter, skiing, you talk about the eyes at the back down the mountain, and in netball, the eyes at the back for the girl shooter working with her teammates is really important. So transferable skills from sport to sport.
Definitely, I think you actually do need a mixture of skills when you play netball. People underestimate the skills required, which is good.
So great reading of the game there by McQuiston. 6-5. Gibraltar will get dead ball situation. Oh, just weighted the ball wrong to the wrong side of Pozo there.
Yeah. She had the ball that second too late and obviously was intercepted.
Nice. Ralph playing strong front ball. So Switzerland score that one. Bring it all up to level, 6-all, just over 5 minutes left in this first quarter.
Switzerland are applying much more pressure now. You can tell how Gibraltar obviously not been able to get the ball up the court that easily.
Oh, great interception, well read by Hernandez. Zamet, Hernandez, Pozo looking down, looking for options.
Seems like a 2-on-1 or just a good switch there by the goal defense. Maya. seems like a goal for goal.
I know, it's 7-6. Gibraltar lead. Switzerland centre.
Oh, unlucky with that offside.
We've seen quite a few of those this weekend. Players perhaps not just been aware of where that edge of the circle is at this level.
You have
Shouldn't
to
be
get
any different.
you have to get your bearings, though. Depends. We're quite lucky. There's no other major lines on court as well. But just have a quick run around or walk around the court just before starting.
And that turnover just gives Gibraltar a 2-goal lead and their centre pass. So just under 4 minutes now. Pozo looking for options.
Still good pressure by Switzerland. Very hands-on as well. Soon second stage.
And got the turnover. So throw in to Switzerland. Well held. Great consistent shooting by both sides so far in this game. Bryony, 8-7.
I think shooting percentage should be quite high right now because we haven't really seen them miss that much. That was a nice shot, just outside of their what they call Paradise Island, which.
So 8-all. Can they slot it into the pockets and find a good shooting opportunity now? 3 minutes left. Truman Davis finds Garrow, nice little pop. Using the triangles in the circle effectively, 9-8.
The wing attackers still get into circle edge quite easily, which is good obviously, but you need to think of how to counter-attack. But fortunately not being able to convert.
But great pressure, immediately they missed that shot. The Swiss whole court defence there from the attacking unit was really effective, with Goddard actually getting her hands to a tip. Nice confident shot by Truman Davis, takes the score here. 10-8, just under 2 minutes to go. Isle of Man here in the arena, one of our competing teams enjoying the atmosphere at the Century Hall.
That was a great interception by the goalkeeper, Grant Hawkville. Hopefully they'll be able to convert this as well and bring it close to.
Samet just getting her hands in the passage of play, anticipating where the ball was going to go. And again, it's that quick release, Ralph to Goddard.
They understand each other quite well.
That was great timing on the jump by McQuiston in there. Ralph.
Oh, unlucky there. Oh, that's unfortunate because obviously you saw how the Gibraltarian team lost it for a second. Obviously you need to keep on going for the last minute or so, and that's when it all comes into play.
So we are literally in the last minute of this quarter. Gara looking for options around the edge. So can Switzerland capitalise now on the turnover? Plenty of time for a goal. We'll pull it back to one, but just didn't get the weight and position of that ball right. And Truman Davis. Settles. Unfortunate. I think his coaches, you might be saying, take the shot. With only a few seconds left on the clock. Missed an opportunity.
I think so, especially when there's under 10 seconds to go. You've got nothing to lose in that sense. But yes, everyone has to carry on going and working hard.
So as the teams take to the bench at the end of this first quarter, of the last game here, day one. We see Gibraltar have a very narrow lead over Switzerland, 10-8. Huge opportunities for both sides. Could have gone either way. Nothing in it at this stage. What are we going to see in the next quarter?
I don't know. I think it's obviously it's been, both of them have been fighting. Gibraltar have had the advantage obviously when they've just scored 2 more goals, but I think Switzerland still have a lot to offer as well, and especially the shooters. They have a very good understanding. So I think we'll see a different quarter this time round.
Do you think either of the teams this early in the game, with the match being so close, will run the changes at all?
I wouldn't change anything right now, but obviously coaches' decisions are different. Maybe they need another quarter to get into it, but some would say it might be too late as well. So where's the fine line? Where do you draw the line?
It's easy sitting here and having an opinion, isn't it, at the end of the day, Bryony?
Then you think, I should have done this, or we should have done that.
As we say, hindsight's a wonderful thing, and of course coaches have the advantage of knowing who comes off the bench well, which positions they go into more effectively, and that whole ability of coaches to put all those tools in their toolkit and know when to use which for what part of a game is quite a big ask.
Definitely, and you do see in some sports, obviously, especially in netball, that doesn't mean because you start, you're not a great player, because you might be that 8th sub or 8th person coming onto the court in the second quarter, and you might do your job properly. So some people don't want to start because they have something to offer later on, but I think that's a coach's decision, and they know their team better than anyone else.
It's all about that impact, isn't it? When do players have the best impact? How do they react to being first 7 or sub coming on? Everyone reacts differently to all that different psychological pressure.
Yes, especially obviously against opposition, because every opposition is different. So you might have one starting 7 for one team and then play another team and have someone totally different. I do know, like I said earlier, Gibraltar have had to adapt obviously because they've had taller players. But let's see what happens.
So if there are any substitutions, we'll bring those to you as quickly as possible. Notice there the Swiss team manager went to the technical bench, so expecting to see potentially some Swiss changes, but we will bring those to you as soon as possible.
Especially some fresh legs, they might do the team justice as well. Just a few minutes here and there, some fresh legs and new quarter. But like I said earlier, when do you draw the line and when do you swap? Because it could be too late as well. So I wouldn't want to be a coach right now.
And of course the coach of Gibraltar is somebody you know very well, Joelle Marino, who you played with over many years as players.
Yes, I think some coaches are born naturally with that passion, and I do know that she loves the sports and she wants to obviously help everyone, especially here in Gibraltar. But I think you have to have that dedication as well, which they all have.
So the umpires will just be bringing the players back on court. Both teams probably not surprisingly taking every second of that break and using it to rest. Both have played, this is their second game today, so maybe see some tired legs out there. We're not seeing that at the moment. They're all, playing really strongly.
Not right now. I think they're going for every interception, every tip or anything that they can do to disrupt the play. We might see it in the 3rd and 4th quarter, but that's when you have to think mind over matter and dig deep and obviously continue.
So here we go, Switzerland first centre pass this quarter. Gibraltar leading 10-8, nothing in it this stage.
I do see a change there in the Gibraltar team, I believe, whilst we're still waiting.
Yeah, I think you're right. We will bring you those official subs as soon as we get them from the bench. It's a long way around the court and over here.
Even though we're Switzerland's centre, no one scored at the moment, so who knows, they can still capitalise.
So for Switzerland, de Boutier has moved from wing attack into centre, and Sanford is now on at wing attack. And for Gibraltar, Hernandez now goes to centre. Pozo has moved to wing defence. And we have Perkis Gallen on at wing attack. So Both teams, interestingly, running the centre court.
Obviously, I believe that's where tired legs come into play, so there's more area for you to run. I believe there could be a current injury right now, which is a pity. She has to come off. She only has 30 seconds to do so. She does seem like she's in pain right now.
She's only just come on the court as well. I think that's Sanford for Switzerland.
She's holding her knee now.
Umpire is always wary if it is a knee injury, how they make sure they appropriately, with the medical support, remove the player to a safe place where they can be treated.
Yeah, like I said, you only have 30 seconds to go off the court, but then obviously the umpire has a decision of whether she needs the extra time.
So that's a real shame. She literally has only just come on in this quarter, 2 minutes on the court. Hopefully it's not a serious injury, and we'll see her later in the competition.
Definitely. I know knee injuries aren't fun, so I wish her all the best.
So Gibraltar with the ball.
It does seem that both teams need to settle a bit. They seem nervous, even though it's the second quarter. Oh, but that was a nice interception by their goalkeeper, Grant Hookville.
Still 10-8, same score from half the first quarter, sorry. No score so far. Another offside.
Great pressure there by their goal defence. Mayer.
Mayer, the captain, is keeping pressure on Garrow, who's proved effective in this tournament so far.
It's good movement there by Gibraltar in the circle, being patient and obviously finding that correct and right pass into the circle. And a nice rebound by their goalkeeper, Grant Hookville. She does seem quite tall as well, quite effective in that circle.
Really supporting, bringing the ball out as well. Nice front cut there. Oh, well read though by McQuiston. Getting her angles right.
And another one
interception,
there.
Brilliant. Nice clean take.
She's keeping that pressure. Obviously, their goal shooter, Godard, is a bit taller than her. But obviously, if you apply the right pressure, you can get that turnover.
So Garrow with the long shot. Picks up the rebound. And slots it away. 11-8. Remember, if you are watching and want to get in touch with us, send us your comments through Twitter using hashtag NEU17Challenge. NEU17 Challenge. We'd love to hear from you. 4 games of netball this weekend. Another 6 to come over the next 2 days, Bryony. 4 tomorrow and the final 2 on Sunday.
It's going to be 2 exciting days. The girls have been very hyped up, and it's good to hear about netball just all throughout. So if you're watching, just come down. If you're in Gibraltar, come down and pay us a visit.
Garrow again. 12-8. Switzerland yet to score this quarter, so great pressure for these first 4 minutes from the Gibraltarian defence.
I think just Switzerland need to ease into it. That's a nice feed from their wing attack into their goal shooter, and obviously not being able to capitalise, which is unfortunate.
So Goddard now with the double penalty. Takes her chance well, 12-9. Great interception there.
Was well read. The wing attack. Sanford, she's actually out now. So, and put a lot of pressure there. I think we're just seeing a game of going back and forth. Both teams still need to settle a bit, don't they?
It's still quite a low-scoring game. Bear in mind we're under 10 minutes now, just of this second quarter until we hit half-time. You almost sense that the team that really grips this game, keeps possession, takes all the opportunities, may be the one that emerges at the end of the hour victorious.
I think when you're tired and you got tired late, you just have to focus and think of that pass and where exactly you want that pass to go.
So 13-9, still nothing in these two teams. Just reminding us how they got on when they played each other last year. It was quite a convincing win for Switzerland, 57-12. So, as we say, players rotate this age group, starting with a clean sheet of paper, but interesting to see only last October that was.
It's just a few months away from that. It's a good split there. By that goes to Davies.
14-10 now. Switzerland centre pass. Breaking call. Ralph.
That's a lovely shot. She just seems so calm and composed, doesn't she?
Great Swiss defence. Yeah, you saw that coming. Great reading there by Gronholm. But that was all that unit putting pressure on the Gibraltars.
Yes. You work as a unit and there's no I in team, so obviously you have to work together. And they achieved that right now.
Great interception by Ralph, unfortunate.
We've just seen 3 calls, one after the other, and that's when they both need to calm down and just think and breathe.
You want somebody on the court, kind of a leader within a unit, just to take command of the game, either slow it down, speed it up, but just change the pace.
You do need that, but sometimes depends on which side of the court that person is. It is difficult to get through to players, so you're trying to call players and let them know to slow it down. And that was a lovely finish there by Garo. So Gibraltar now 15, Switzerland 11. And another nice interception by their goalkeeper, McQuiston.
Having a good game. So Switzerland putting pressure on. Just chasing the pace of the game a little bit there. The Swiss got good pressure there, running out of options. Gibraltar.
Good pressure. They won't give up, they just go for every interception as well, they try and get it.
Mackenzie Roeder there in wing defence, putting pressure on all the balls outside the circle for Switzerland. Garrow again, really seeing confident young athlete there, 16-11.
Especially as most of the shots are just outside the circle edge, so it's not that bad. Shooting, she feels confident enough to be able to convert them.
Quiston doing a good job there, but Goddard confident. Oh, didn't quite lift the ball enough height on there. Give another opportunity. Going to take the throw in. Nice, Ralph, with front cut. Better by Switzerland. 16-12, still only 4 in it.
And their centre pass, so they hopefully can convert it. And that's a nice circle edge feed.
And Goddard can, so we're back to a 3-goal game here. 5 minutes until half time.
And now it's just slightly changed, it's 3 points difference, so.
Which team's going to react to the pressure position?
now you can hear the defense calling each other and helping each other. So
good pressure again. Grönholville and Meyer in the Swiss defending unit there. Just a little bit too much by Deboutier in its centre. Just not quite getting the angle right there.
He's still applying so much pressure that it's making it difficult for Gibraltarian teams to come through the court.
Yeah, Mackenzie Aroida in there, wing defence, putting pressure on the ball, not letting the wing attack penetrate particularly easily to the top of the circle. Replaying. So, lots of unforced errors.
It's the same thing that we saw a few minutes ago. That's when you need to like focus and think and obviously take a breath. Because when you look back on the stats, you think to yourself, I did that. What can I do to like counter-attack?
So do you think many of these players will have been through performance analysis, watching a game back, seeing how they performed, or will this all be new to them as well, do you think?
Especially from what I know from Gibraltar, we have over the last few years had a performance analyst, and that helps a lot when you come into court and you know where the other player, for example, likes to shoot from, what side of the court, or how the player defends, whether they step back. But yes, it does play a big role within the game.
So 17 plays 13. Gibraltar only 4 up against Switzerland. 3 minutes now until half time. Great pressure there by Switzerland, forcing the ball back.
Oh, what a lovely interception there by their wing defence. Mackenzie. Wow.
She's been threatening to do that for some time.
Yes.
Great pressure. She's been reading the game really effectively.
You could tell she was hunting there for that ball, and she got it in the end.
So this would be a great reward for her. Penalty. And Ralph happily accommodates that. 17 plays 14.
Will we have a tie at the end of the quarter?
Oh my goodness, we could do. Garrow. Beautiful shot.
She seems so confident taking those shots as well.
Ralph looking for options. Back up by Mackenzie Aroida. Couldn't quite keep it in the court. Both teams tenacious and giving nothing away, as you would expect, Bryony.
That second stage defense for Switzerland, they've got their arms right up there, their hands, which is making it impossible at times for Gibraltar to move the ball along the court.
She's going for everything, Mackenzie Aroida, really throwing herself at the ball. Lovely shot again, really taking on the responsibility now in the shooting. 19-14, just a minute to go until half time.
It's a contact just outside, I believe.
Just working the ball in. Truman Davis with the ball. Great shot.
40 seconds to go. Switzerland have to convert.
20-14. Looking for the options. Ralph. Good rebound by Goddard, important one. Potentially 20, now 15. We will update the on-screen score for you as soon as we can. It is 20-15. 10
seconds left. Switzerland.
Now, are they going to get it in? Are they going to get it down to the shooters? Have they seen the time? Where's it going? So, at half-time, as the teams head to the bench here in Gibraltar after day one of the Netball Europe Under-17 Challenge, we see our host Gibraltar 20 goals playing 15. So again, still a very close quarter, 10-7 to Gibraltar in that quarter against the 10-8 in the first. So really nothing between the two sides. It could have gone either way.
Yes, it could have. It's still a low-scoring game as well. It's not that high, but you can tell that obviously both teams are applying pressure and making it difficult at times to get along the court. There's been a few unforced errors, as you mentioned earlier, so if they could have capitalized on those, the game might have been different both ways. But let's see whether there's any subs now, and maybe some fresh legs might do the trick.
How many times will teams like this actually play 2 full international matches in a day?
It's tiring, but I don't think, even though you could be prepared, it's being mentally prepared as well when you play on court, especially 2 tough matches a day, like Switzerland have had today. There's only so much fitness that you can do, but you just have to carry on working hard.
And of course, we will shortly be showing you some replays of the first 2 quarters here, and bringing you some of the high quality netball that we're seeing at the Under-17. So we will be back with you shortly. So we've seen some of the really good passages play from the game so far. Both teams just getting prepared to come back onto the court. We're not sure whether there'll be any substitutions this time. It's too close to call still. 20 goals for Gibraltar leads Switzerland. Low scoring game at half time.
It did take them especially a good 3 minutes for them to score in after the second quarter, so I don't know whether it was nerves or not, but let's see whether they can convert a few more now.
And of course, if you've enjoyed the netball today, we have a full weekend to bring you over the next 2 days. We start slightly earlier local time tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, bringing you the Isle of Man versus Ireland match, and then 11 o'clock here, Switzerland against Malta. We then have a break and we'll see you back here later on in the afternoon when host Gibraltar take on the Isle of Man. Again, that will be another great game, and finish with Malta versus Ireland. I don't think you can really choose between any of these games this weekend.
I think all matches are going to be great, and we just need your support. So anyone out there, just send your comments as well.
Yeah, if you'd like to join us with the netball conversation, you're all very quiet today, so I don't know if you haven't quite got home from work or just getting ready to join in with us. Use our hashtag NEU17 challenge. We'd love to hear from you. Brian and I will read out your tweets and say hello to everyone. So Switzerland has made one change in their lineup. Harrison is now back on at centre where she started the game. We're waiting to see if Gibraltar make any changes. Great to have a clean court here as well.
It is.
Just entry venue.
I know over the last few days they've been working hard. They've polished the floor as well, and it actually looks quite good, doesn't it?
It looks amazing. So you had volunteers from Gibraltar Netball Association taking up all the lines of all the other sports.
Yes, you can actually see some of the lines.
Amazing.
On court, but from afar it looks really, really good.
So does that mean that those volunteers have got to put the lines back down after
I would
the
like to
event
be
tomorrow?
there when that happens. They got a good few hours laying on the floor doing it.
So 5 teams here competing over 3 days of netball, 10 international games, 1 winner on Sunday. We also named the player of the tournament on Sunday. Anybody emerging who you've got your eye on from any of the teams so far?
I've seen a good players. I won't say anyone in particular because you never know what I see and someone else might be seeing something different. Obviously, when you play, you look at things differently. As a defender, I might look at it as an attacker or a defender. But I think everyone's trying their role, and
well, we're just waiting for this game to start. Looks like the umpires are getting ready.
there might not be any other changes from what we can see. But I think Switzerland now are going to come out and obviously try to narrow the gap as much as possible.
So both teams are going to come out and have impact in those first few minutes. Out here, a lot at stake, 5 goals, 2 turnovers by Switzerland, and they're right back into this game. That's literally all it's going to take.
It is a Switzerland centre, so obviously if they score on their centre pass, the game can change.
So here we go. Harrison back in at centre, finds Ralph.
And that was a
combination.
nice
So 2016, we will update the screen here for you. Just got a couple of technical issues. Bear with us. We'll keep you up to date with the score. 4 goals in it. Gibraltar lead 20 goals to 16.
You can already tell how much pressure they're applying as well. Switzerland have their hands as soon as any Gibraltarian player gets the ball.
So out of court called.
And that's what you were mentioning earlier, just they can get a turnover and score off it, and then it's their centre pass, so all of a sudden that's just 3 points.
So can they do this and then score off their centre pass? And they're right back in there, but there was Harrison did footwork. So Gibraltar get an opportunity to pull one back and put 5 between these two sides.
Contact just outside the circle.
Garrow, who's had an outstanding game so far for Gibraltar, hits another one, 21-16.
Lovely depth there by the wing attack.
Nice control shown there by Goddard under the post. 4 in it, 21-17. smart by Bron Hoville. Put the pressure on to lift the ball and then just watch as it went out the baseline.
It's a contact on the center, Harrison.
Menendez. Lovely control, well picked up by Truman Davis. Garrow, uncharacteristic miss by her. Maybe just beginning to feel that pressure. Still only 4 goes in it, 3 minutes into this quarter.
Interesting to see how their goal defense player took that ball instead of the goalkeeper, who being able to go into the centre third chose not to.
Just resetting the ball. We need to get it out there quickly.
And that's the pressure we're talking about earlier, just a few errors. And then the game can change.
Very good play by Switzerland, really making Gibraltar work for everything. Ralph with the ball.
And a nice shooter.
And it worked well for them, 21-18. They deserve that goal. And their centre pass. Now, can they score and bring it to within 2? Ralph does what she's been doing all tournament so far. 21-19.
Like I said, just a few centre passes, a few goals, and then that makes a difference. So Switzerland are applying pressure, and they're just going for every interception.
Mackenzie Rowager there again, being really effective in that wing defence position, putting a lot of pressure on Perkis Gallen, not giving her many options in attack. Nice distance. Again, that combination, Swiss defence forcing the ball up, giving Bron Hoville the space for a very clean interception.
And just lovely depth there.
So Gibraltar, who's going to break? Oh, Goddard nearly got her hands to that.
And it's that pressure we're talking about. They always have their hands up just as soon as the ball is caught.
Truman Davis looking for the front ball just to take a bit of pressure off. Limited options, great defence there by Switzerland. 4 units forcing it up. Yeah, that will. I think that caught her in the mouth there for Hernandez. Great shot by Garrow. 22-19.
Just over 9 minutes to go. I think it could still be anyone's game.
Absolutely. Oh, unlucky call there. Kristen contacted coming round. Goddard not quite clean. Goddard. Important off their centre pass to keep the pressure up. So now the pressure switches to Gibraltar.
It's 2 points difference, and obviously it's a Gibraltar centre pass actually.
Menendez showing a bit of experience there, just taking her time, letting her team settle. Knows this is an important,
like you said earlier, you need someone like that on court, and obviously just to be aware of the time as well.
Oh,
but that was a lovely interception.
Bron Hoville really tempted them to put it across to Truman Davis, and they did. She said thank you. And this could be down to 1.
anything can change in a few minutes, and that definitely happens in netball.
That was a great reverse pivot there by Goddard, creating space into the post. Ralph finding her. Can she sink this? She can! So, now, this is a game. Switzerland's centre pass, 1 goal in it.
I think obviously Switzerland are now on a high, but they've seen a contact now, I believe, by the... So Gibraltar need to keep calm and obviously convert.
So Harrison gave a contact away, according to the umpire. Truman Davis just looking for the space. Oh, Holtfield almost there, but enough pressure on that ball.
She's having a good game.
She is having a good game.
Especially applying so much pressure now, which is making it difficult.
So this is all about the 1%. Emma Wall and I were talking about earlier, who has the ability, and a turnover again.
Be interesting to see how many turnovers there have been, because they could have obviously capitalized and converted.
Good pressure again by Switzerland. Gibraltar looking for options.
Definitely the pressure there, obviously having to see the wing attack. Perkins having to go up into that goal, centre third to get the ball. And another lovely shot there by Ngara. Seems quite comfortable.
So that would have been a level game, but Gibraltar got the turnover, 23-21. Late takeoff there, I think. Has been called footwork. 6.5 minutes to go, Bryony. 2 in it. Gibraltar leading. They've led all the way through this game, so if Switzerland get their nose ahead, it's going to be interesting to see how that impacts on Gibraltar.
Yes, I believe so. It's always difficult when you're taking the lead and then they come back stronger, but that's when you have to focus and think and play a safe game.
So the defence for Switzerland have, again, this game been outstanding.
Their captain and now there's forcing the ball to go off out to court.
Oh, and another turnover straight to Switzerland. There's the options. Good angle by Ralph. Goddard. Oh.
Another footwork call.
Wing attack here for Gibraltar. Perkins Gallen just indicating she needs to come off for Gibraltar. Possibly an injury or a tweak, do you think? Or tactics? Am I allowed to say that?
Nowadays it is. You do see it as the tactics, especially in the Super League. You just see that they're warming up off court and they come into court as soon as possible. So you never know whether they want to give a person a rest, go on in the fourth quarter or not. But it seems that their vice captain, Samit, has come into the wing attack position.
We've been a couple of minutes now without a goal. You can sense the pressure the players are feeling in this game. Still only 2 in it, 23-21, really low scoring game.
It is, you can obviously tell how much pressure both teams are applying. And there's a lovely intercept there as well by their wing attack.
Well, held there by Switzerland, footwork again.
I believe she'll now have to think. She has been called a few times and she has to think what she's actually doing.
I think it's a slightly late takeover, which is giving
her
seem like
the
footwork, so she's not sure. There's the opportunity for
clarification as
well. The captain Mayer can go and ask for clarification. Good pressure there by Switzerland. Just over 4 minutes now to go until the end of this third quarter.
It's going to be a nail-biting finish by the end of it. Both teams applying so much pressure and forcing all these errors.
Is she going to get it in? Yeah, Truman Davis. Wow. 24-21.
It's interesting to see how just in a matter of seconds anything can change.
So good backup there. Switzerland keen to keep the ball moving around.
And a nice finish there by their goal attack log. She seems quite confident.
24-22. Crowd looking nervous. So Zamet now on at the attack. For Gibraltar with Perkins Gallen taking to the bench for some treatment. You see she's just having some ice applied. What looks like her ankle there, Bryony.
She did go over her ankle a few weeks ago, so it could be the same one. And obviously just...
Oh, what reach and timing there. Got the angle completely right. Didn't just go flat, went to the angle.
We've seen it a few times, especially in this last quarter, and she's having a great game so far.
24 plays 22. Just 2.5 minutes to go in this quarter. Garrow for Gibraltar.
You can hear the fans and obviously hear the bells as well.
You can see them there. It's a full stadium here this evening, which is great. Massive support for sport completely in Gibraltar, isn't there?
Yes, Gibraltarians, as I mentioned earlier, were quite proud of what we can achieve being a very small nation, and it's good to see people who don't know much probably about the sports and just being here supporting the girls.
So Mackenzie up again for Switzerland, Roida there. That will be giving them confidence. She's been really positive in there as wing defence, very effective. And that interchange between Ralph and Goddard keeping Switzerland fully in this game. 25 plays, 23. 2 to go, Gibraltar centre pass. Oh, Ralph. Sometimes you wonder whether the advantage would have been the right call, but...
I think as an umpire it's probably so difficult to call the advantages there with that right situation, and you probably always think to yourself, I should have done that.
What a great bit of play there by Switzerland. 1 goal in it, 25-24. Their centre pass. Can they get level and then just nose ahead in this game?
You can tell the intensity's been picked up already by Switzerland, but Gibraltar have just a minute.
So if McQuiston was ever going to make an important rebound, that was it. I think
wing defence has just been cautioned, I believe.
It looked from here for continued persistent contact. Offside by Zamet. Mayer, their captain. Goddard, big shot by her.
And that was just a lovely transition from Dutch.
So 25 all, level in this third quarter. Gibraltar centre pass, just 30 seconds left on the clock. Gibraltar are going to want to put this one away. Keep their lead in this match.
20 seconds left.
Oh, that was a time run. 26-25.
Switzerland have 11 seconds.
Are they going to get it in? Are they going to get it into the shooter? Penalty outside. 3 seconds on the clock. That was the game. Oh, Ralph thought the umpire was pulling time. So, what a great performance here by both teams. A really competitive quarter. We go into the last break of this game with Gibraltar marginally ahead by 1 goal, 26-5. But what a quarter for Switzerland. They took that one 10-5. What do you think the difference was?
I don't know. I think they were just more tenacious in this match. Obviously, the defense is having a very, very good game with all those interceptions. Their attacking unit seems to be just a bit on the calmer side of things now. Their shots seem to be going in. That shooter-to-shooter pass as well seems to be much more smooth as well. So I think it's whoever's heart is in it now, and you just have to like go for it.
And probably these players won't necessarily have experienced that many sort of to-the-wire, high-pressure games of this nature, playing club and normal matches back home. So this, for some of them, might be their first experience. So how are they going to close out the game?
It is difficult, especially everyone reacts differently to pressure. You might have someone who actually brings pressure in a certain way, but I think they just need to be calm and think and be safe in what they actually do. And they do have games tomorrow, which is going to help them in the future as well, because they're obviously having a few games in a weekend. But they just need to focus right now and just think of what they can do as a team and work together.
So Switzerland will have been looking at their quarter score. They will have known that combination out there has worked really effectively, so we may not see any changes from them. A very low scoring quarter by Gibraltar, only managed 5 goals there. So whilst the combination of Garrow and Truman Davis has been working really strongly when they get the ball, the opportunities haven't been coming. So did that wholesale centre court change for Gibraltar perhaps not quite work?
I think, like I said earlier, the Swiss defence is had a very good quarter. They've obviously were told what to do with Garrow and Truman Davis, so try to break it down. You could see the goal keeper Gron Hopeville is hunting for that ball, and she's feisty in that way as well. So I do not know what Gibraltar are going to do, whether they're going to change, but it's always a risk. Do you change in the fourth quarter, or do you go on with what you have? So
I'm just glad we don't have to make that call tonight, Bryony.
Definitely, and I wouldn't want to watch myself back as a coach either, because you're always thinking it's too late as well.
So we are just about to start the last quarter here in the Tercentenary Hall. We suspect that there won't be any changes, but we will confirm that as the teams take to the court. 26 goals against 25. I can't remember whose first centre pass it is now.
I believe it's Gibraltar, because Switzerland had 10 to 15 seconds earlier and they didn't convert.
Score of it. So it should be Gibraltar's. So all to play for Switzerland will want to get that interception. Gibraltar will be desperate to score. So there we go. It is confirmed. No changes to either side. Coaches content to allow these 14 young athletes to take to the court and close this game out. But will it be Gibraltar or will it be Switzerland?
I think it's anyone's game, and obviously just they have to have it in their hearts and just play and do as they're told as well.
So Gibraltar centre pass, as we said, over to Zamet, really making it tough to get the ball in there.
An obstruction there.
So just setting the placing. There was some confusion, but Truman Davis remained calm. Slotted one home, 27-25. Oh, well read there.
By Pozo.
By Pozo. We've seen her at wing attack in this tournament, but out at wing defence.
She's been quite effective there as a wing defence as well. She's, even though she's a younger player, she's one of the tallest players in the Gibraltarian squad, and it has helped.
So Meyer and Mackenzie Roeder linking well. Ralph. Nice pop shooter ball into Goddard. That keeps the pressure up nicely. 27-26. See the players looking at the scoreboard there. Good pressure by Switzerland.
No one's given up so far, so just so much pressure there.
Those shooters out the circle speaks volumes. Truman Davis driving the top. Wow. And the pressure these young shooters are under.
And their centre pass as well, so Switzerland now have to try and break it down somewhere before it gets to the goal third.
So 28-26. Can Switzerland score off their own centre pass? Goddard with the long shot. Ralph finishes it off. Still a one-goal game here in Gibraltar. Last game of the day.
And the next 12 minutes are going to be like this. We'll be able to...
The crowd doing their best to keep both of these teams lifted. Great support here for the Swiss team. Just a little bit of a misunderstanding between Truman Davis and Zamet. We need to respond quickly because Switzerland making that transition very quickly into attack. Didn't quite slot the ball there to Ralph in the pocket, but still their possession.
Still got the rebound. Ralph still got the rebound.
So one goal in it. Can they level the game? So
and their centre pass.
28 all. Switzerland centre pass. They have yet to be ahead in this game, so this is a big moment for Goddard, and she's more than equal to it. 29-28.
I think the pressure that Switzerland are applying is obviously making it difficult for the Gibraltarians. You can tell that they're just going for it.
So Truman Davis with the ball. Long shot. Sorry, Gyro couldn't, between them, keep it in. So footwork the call. Now, can Switzerland capitalise on the turnover? Perhaps give them a 2-goal cushion. Well held there by Harrison in at centre.
Nice rebound there by Hartmann. Gibraltar have to be patient bringing the ball up.
Footwork. I think they're doing what they think is a split landing and stepping, but it's not quite. So the umpire's rightly pulling them for footwork. Good pressure back by Pozo there. Throw in to Gibraltar. No options for Gibraltar there. Great defence by the 4 unit of Switzerland.
Goal attack, Garo's contact by the looks of it.
Yeah, I think you're right, Bryony. So still 1 goal. Switzerland lead with 9.5 minutes to go. Credit to the players, they are going for everything out there.
No one's given up, you can't see them giving up at all. And has been a very tough day for them both, so nice feed there.
Ralph making that strong drive and cut into the circle baseline. Well followed by Goddard. 2 goes now, the lead for Switzerland, 30-28, and their centre pass, looking for the space down the court. Good timing there by McQuiston, winning the ball. Pozo making sure with her feet.
Switzerland are applying so much pressure.
Gibraltar have got to keep giving options. They've got to keep moving and then going again.
As a team, you always think about the first second, second, and third second, so they have to carry on moving and creating that space and awareness.
Nice drive there. Truman Davis. Can she pull one back? She can! 30 plays 29. Gibraltar centre pass. This is such a competitive game. Just didn't quite read where Hernandez had gone there. Good pick up by Harrison. Now 7.5 minutes to go, halfway through this last quarter.
Just 1 point difference. It's just going to be nail biting, as I mentioned earlier.
Ralph. Still Switzerland possession. Good hands.
Good hands there by Hartmann. Or unlucky there. Just your positioning has to be a second earlier to get around.
Good drive there, split landing. Pulls back one from Gibraltar centre pass, 31-29. Whoever wins this game, the teams are going to look back and realise that there are opportunities for both sides in this all the way through.
Luckily, due to obviously this being live streamed, it's always good to be able to watch back, like you said, and then think of what you could actually have done and counter-attack.
32 plays 29, 3 goals now. Well held by Gibraltar. Maybe sense that psychological change. They're now behind rather than being in front. They're having to chase the game rather than defend the lead.
It's just not the style of play that they started as well. You can tell they have to work much harder to get the ball to their side of the court. But you still have 6 minutes to go.
Long time in this game. 2 turnovers and then Gibraltar are certainly still in this game. Ralph with the long shot.
It's a nice feed there. So Switzerland are up now by 4. And their centre pass.
You sense if this one goes in, the task could be asking a lot of Gibraltar. 5-goal lead now, 5 minutes to go. It's certainly not impossible, but it's beginning to get tougher as the seconds go by for Gibraltar.
Apart from capitalising, they need to get a few turnovers as well. But like you mentioned earlier, there has to be someone on court to be able to bring the lift everyone's spirits up and just tell them to keep on fighting.
Let's hope Ron Horville is okay.
She seems to be crying.
She's
Seems to be in pain.
I think she twisted her foot.
It's interesting to note Switzerland team, even some of them don't speak any English, and how everyone can play the same games just by looking at the umpire and obviously knowing the rules.
So sport is a great international language, isn't it? Between us all, netball, we can all speak that language.
Yeah, it's a netball language.
Is it, can't work out if it's cramp or is it something that's happened to...
Seems like a toes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
She seems to be in pain.
I think they're going to have to bring her off. The umpires will ask her to come off.
And at the same time, I think Gibraltar have actually made a change. Perkis Galan has gone in a goal attack. Their captain Hernandez has gone into wing defense. Pozo has gone into center. So
Yeah. I've taken the opportunity to roll the changes, so we're bringing on the team here. We're going to bring her off. They will have to take her off the court. Let's hope they can do that safely and restart the game.
This is when both teams need to focus now, because obviously it's a big distraction happening right now. So let's just hope she's okay, but we can be on our way shortly.
Interesting again watching the psychology of the game. So teams all spread out, different units together, nobody in one huddle. We learn perhaps as we go through netball that kind of injury state, we bring them together, we keep people together, you act as a team.
Yeah, I think obviously it's a good opportunity now for both teams to think of what they have to do and just focus. You still hear the fans, both fans.
So the crowd have been tremendous all day here. We have just under 5 minutes to go.
I believe someone may be translating as well, it could be. Can you hear the Swiss bells?
I think we can. So let's hope Van Holville is okay. She has been one of the outstanding players.
She's had such a lovely game.
Switzerland. So fingers crossed this is a temporary setback and she'll be back on court tomorrow. Switzerland ball.
That's the pressure we were talking about earlier.
Definitely. 4.5 minutes to go. The crowd here really trying to lift Gibraltar. Last few minutes of this game. Great catch in there by Perkis Gallen. Just perhaps giving them something different in attack. 4 goals in it. Switzerland centre pass, all pressure now is going to come on this attack for Switzerland.
Gibraltarian team are up in that pressure as well, but it is a very nice feed from Ralph to Goddard.
So good by Goddard again, very cool and clinical, 35-30. Pozo in at centre. Outside the circle, shooters rightly left it. Unlucky, just didn't quite get enough height on it, that one.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Wow, that was close. The umpire spotted it though.
Good vision though.
She did have good peripheral vision. So 3 minutes, 5 goals. And Switzerland again with the ball.
Players seem to be going down.
This is Zamet now for Gibraltar. Picks herself up, dusts herself down, says I'm okay. Goddard. So Switzerland throw in.
2.5 minutes on the clock.
So Gibraltar now
down by 6.
And Switzerland centre pass. So with 2 minutes on the clock, this is looking like a Swiss victory today.
It is, but after this last weekend that we were in Hong Kong, I can't really say much. That's what happened to us. But yes, there's still 2 minutes, so just both teams should go all out as much as possible. And
so a great comeback in the second half by Switzerland. Oh, just not seeing the space now.
there's so much pressure there being applied by the Swiss defence.
30-36. So again, so far a really effective quarter here for Switzerland. Perkis Gallen pulls one back. Judged by the umpire, an infringement happened before the goal. So the score stays 36-30. 1 minute now left on the clock.
I think just Gibraltar needs to apply pressure. Switzerland are doing great bringing the ball up the court. And it seems like a comfortable shot from...
She liked that one, Goddard.
And that's celebrating as well.
So you can understand that with the tough game that these players, all of the players out there have played today.
Last few seconds, let's see whether Gibraltar can convert.
Truman Davis calling for the ball.
And a second chance.
37-31. Gibraltar will watch this game back and perhaps wonder the expense in some of those unforced errors and the odd missed shot. Switzerland have been consistent, haven't let go at all, fought all the way to the end.
I think Switzerland also stepped it up a bit, especially in the third quarter.
Last few seconds. Ralph scores again for Switzerland, and not surprisingly, they are delighted with their win this evening. 38 against Gibraltar 31. Both teams putting out a fantastic display of netball tonight, Bryony.
Definitely. Both teams started well. I just feel that Switzerland had that edge, especially coming in the third quarter. Both of their units, especially the defensive units, worked really hard in making it difficult for the Gibraltarian attack. And obviously it resulted in a win for them.
And if you look at the quarter scores, Gibraltar were kept to 5 in the third quarter and only 4 in that last 5 now in that last quarter. So the pressure from that Swiss defensive unit has been pretty impressive.
Definitely. You could tell that they were more feisty. They were going for those interceptions and obviously being able to convert them on their end as well, which made the difference.
So we are delighted to have brought you this game live from Gibraltar. 4 games here on day 1, all of an immensely high quality. Bryony, Ravino, thank you so much for being with us today. We hope to see you over the rest of the weekend. And my thanks as always go to everyone who helps to bring netball to the region and to the world. Special thanks to Netball Europe, Inspire Sport, Gibraltar Netball Association, QTV Sports and Gib Media, and as we say, and we mean every time, all the volunteers who make netball what it is. To you at home, I hope you enjoyed the netball here this weekend. Get ready to do it all over again tomorrow, live at 9 a.m. local time, sees Isle of Man take on Ireland, and what a game that will be. But from us here in Gibraltar, good night and have a great evening.